Hello and welcome to the Heat Army podcast. We are dying to start the show, so while we're in the intro like this, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, like and comment away. We want all of your thoughts and views for the start of the show as we get started, and we can't wait to hear from you. Also as well, we'd like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors at Northern Print Solutions, because without their help we wouldn't be able to broadcast the way we do. So let's get ready for the show. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. It's been a delightful start to 2025 for Gateshead fans. It's turned us to drink. So I've got one of my Christmas presents here. I'm going to get into that very soon. Not that we've got drowned our sorrows, but yeah, so much to talk about. 4 games. Of course, we had our Christmas break and New Year. We hope you had a lovely Christmas, everybody. And I certainly did. I'm still, as I say, the diet went out the window for a little bit. I'll give you an update on that shortly. We've got so much to talk about. 4 games, obviously exiting the FA Trophy, players leaving, other transfers as well that affect Gateshead. Of course, you would have seen a transfer tonight that Kedwin Scott has moved to Carlisle and link up with former Gateshead manager Mike Williamson, but there was a sell-on clause on that, so it does say an undisclosed fee, but hopefully, it's in the few thousands. We'll get the sell-on from that. So there is positives out there, everybody. There is. Please, honest, stick with us.
Very big and slim ones.
They are slim, but put the ropes, the guns, and the knives away. We're going to have a lovely time tonight. Boys, hello there. Hello.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Oh, the best years, guys, yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, it's never dull supporting this football club, is it?
No, it's not like, is it?
Every day's a learning day.
I know, but look, I'll share this. Right? This is the thing at the moment. Yes, there's a lot of doom. Well, let's see, perceived
Christmas cheer. Go on there, David.
But there, look. We're still 4th, 4 points off the top. In the new year, going into it, and there's only 1 L there. Look, yes, we've got an FA Trophy.
Feeling the positivity here.
In the last 5 games, there's only 1 L, and we've seen in an article by Mark Carruthers that they're working on 3 players, and 1 a striker. So hopefully that'll take some of the pressure off Javon Malcolm as well, and hopefully get us back, stay in the mix. And if you look at that table as well, we're on 47 points. Halifax in 8th place, we're on 36. We're 11 points clear of the bottom of the playoffs. You know what I mean? I'm not being funny. Yes, we're not at the top, but a couple of additions in. Remember this time last year when we lost Wern, we lost Lofthouse, we lost a load of players, and it was Archie Mayer.
Yeah.
Wow, and we've got players coming back. Kenton Richardson's back. It's all to talk about. So let's keep it positive. I know it's been I must admit our group chat had more expletives in it than other words.
Actually, Debbie, you're right. Actually, it didn't feel as bad as this time last year when we were at York, and the weeks after that, it just felt really doom and gloom. This has not felt as bad. Mickey's going to disagree, but I don't think it was as bad.
It will bring us down. Before he does that, it is a fully interactive podcast. Please do hit that subscribe button and send us a message, like Darcy Gray has done. Evening, Darcy. She's put evening
Darcy.
Lovely Trina has put evening all as well. Happy New Year from Craig, and we've got good evening from Jay. Everyone finally happy to watch the podcast without work being in the way. Well, that's good. Same Paris, but Happy New Year and even everybody on the bright side. At least we're not managed by Sean Deitch. Well, every cloud. Alan Guest, Happy New Year, one and all. And we've got let's go for promotion. He says, embrace division. Not gonna lie, it feels like crap. And Ruth Elizabeth, she sent us loads of emojis there, so thank you very much. Woo! Happy New Year, says Colin Dilbo. And if you're just joining us now, Happy New Year to all of you, and we hope you had an amazing Christmas. Right, let's talk about the results. Of course, after our last show before the Christmas break, we were away to Ebbsfleet. Went down there and scored another 4. Positive stuff. Then very nervous I was for the Boxing Day game against Hartlepool. I mean, the scoreline suggested it was closer than what it was, but really, we handled that game pretty well.
I think it flattered Hartlepool a little bit, didn't it?
It did.
Just a tad.
Yeah. I think the scoreline, should have been a bit bigger. But anyway,
everything from Boxing Day was just pure it was gravy, wasn't it? Up to then, we're like, get in, we're doing up there, we're 2 points off the top going into New Year's Day. Results all went our way on New Year's Day, except our own. We could have been sitting top ourselves. Yeah. And then, obviously, in the build up to that, there was lots of paper talk of Owen Oseni going up to Scotland, and we'll say well done, Owen Oseni. Look, he's come here, he's worked hard. He was prepared to drop down the levels after being released by Derby County. Scored the goals, and look, he's got the move. And yesterday, he's went from playing Farsley Celtic to playing Celtic at Celtic Park. When you put it like that, you can't blame the lad. Good luck to him. He's put the hard work in, and he showed like young lads, like what we've had in the past, that can come to Gateshead and you can progress if you're going to put the hard work in. And that is a great advertisement for the player himself and for us. On the other hand, there was a lot of talk about release clauses. And people saying that, and people getting a lot of, giving a lot of flack to the board. Now, I know people will think that we are a mouthpiece for the board or whatever. We're not. We're just a mouthpiece for common sense and what we have to realize what we are. This is a David and Goliath thing here. I'll put this league table back up, right? We're above several established what you would class as football league teams, right? Yeah. We're above Rochdale. We're above Oldham. Yeah. Southend were a championship side not so long ago. There's Forest Green's just above us. Yeah. But then you look down, Aldershot were in the Football League. Boston were in the Football League not so long ago.
Yeovil Town? Yeovil were in the Football League?
There's loads of them, right?
Yeovil in the championship.
Aye, no song about you.
What I would equate this to, right? Maybe it might be a bit extreme, but if you picked up Exeter now, put them in the Premier League and had them challenging for Europe, right? And it is, because our attendances are not as good as those everyone around us, right? Yeah, we're punching above our weight. The way we go about our business and bringing in players, our model is based on what we can offer players, like what Owen Oseni and the host of other players have done that. So the best way to describe it is we can offer a player X amount, okay, but that comes with the caveat of that their release clause is lower because their wage is lower. They could go to York City and be on 4 times the money, but their release clause and progression comes at a higher price. And not many clubs are going to take that risk, that punt to sign a player for $250,000 compared to what ours is at X amount, what we've seen rumored around. I know that the actual price tag that was mentioned in the Scottish papers wasn't anywhere near that. So don't be believe in everything you read in the paper. There's a lot of guesswork there. So what we have to do is we have to offer what we can. We are a progression club. We know that, but you can come play good football, be noticed, and enjoy yourself, as every player seems to do when they're here. And that's the bit I want to get across. You can't go, the board need to sort this out and have a real push for promotion. We're not going to progress as a club. Look, it's a battle this season to keep this club afloat, as it has been every season. That is what has to come across. And, people probably won't enjoy us saying this, but the club has to battle to get the wages together each month. It's not a given. We have to work hard. The people behind the scenes have to work hard and pull money out of their own pockets, out of their own savings. We don't have millionaire owners.
No.
And that is the point.
And it's sold money as well. It's sold money out to...
No.
And everybody that is having a go, would you go into your personal bank account now and give everything that you've got to cover the players' wages, or do things like that? Pull out your... Would you risk your business or your mortgage or whatever? I can't see anyone doing that. I couldn't do that.
No.
The people that are running this club are doing it from the goodness of their heart. They're not making money out of it. They're losing bloody money.
Any money that's coming in.
Frightening money. frightening money, and that's what I want to get across. There's been some, I'm not going to say slanderous, but some outrageous things said about our board, right?
Wow.
I'm not going to start in here and say they're perfect, all right? There's always things that could be, better, but that's the same with every club. Even Newcastle United, with all the money in the world, things could always be better for the fans. We know that. Nothing's ever perfect. But look at where we are, look at what we're doing, and see the bigger picture, because this is this is dreamland where we're at, and people are complaining. Dreamland. A lot of the fans now, this isn't a of being, I've been a fan longer than you. You haven't been to Kendal on a Tuesday night where there's 100 people and it's peeing down with rain and we're threat of relegation down to the Unibond First Division. You know what I mean? This is absolute gravy what we've got now. I'd rather have the battles that we've got going on now and the misery of losing players that 4 points from the frigging Football League than not. It shows that the club's doing things in the right way. And yes, we haven't got the money to compete, but we are competing. Just get that into your heads. And that's my rant over. I'll let one of you talk for a second.
Over to you, Mickey.
Okie doke.
Good words, by the way, Davey. Good words.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say players could probably, who are here, could have come and went away and got X amount of money.
Yeah.
Like David said. But they come here because of the style of football, and players are getting noticed. That's why they're coming here, and they're coming here on less wages than what they could probably get elsewhere. Totally agree with what you've said. My idea is somehow we have got to start getting these release clauses a little bit higher. And all the money that's coming in off these sales is going straight back in the club. People are wondering, hotel costs, we're travelling most in the league.
Yeah.
We've got more hotel costs than probably most teams. Probably Hartlepool are on par with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got wages, you've got signing on fees. The gate figures aren't covering it.
No.
The Soul that's putting most of the money into the club. That's why we need as many people signing up to the Soul as humanly possible.
It's the real.
Let's put it into perspective. The gates don't cover anything. We lose money on every person that comes in through the gate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We need more people. That's what this podcast is about. It's always been about that. It's about, obviously making a community that we've got, but we've got to get more people through the gate. That's pure and simple. Yes, we're playing great football, but we've known in the past that playing great football isn't always enough. The gates don't have a budget for a PR campaign. They don't have a leaflet drop. They don't have advertising for posters in the borough. This is where the fans come into play, and we might be passionate, but we are few, and that is that we need everyone to dig deep.
Well, it's the realism of it, isn't it? It's all about the money. As you said, Mickey, both of you have said it. These players come, Regan Booty came all the way from Maidstone because he loved the way we played, the football we play. So players that went, not just Regan Booty, but there's many others who've come to this club who probably wouldn't have considered us in the past, but looking at the style and have thought, right, we'll go. I think the only slightly disappointing thing is that we lose our players in early January. But of course, we've got to. We've just described why we lose these players, and it means a big thing. It probably means we'll see to the end of May as a football club. But wouldn't it be nice in a different world where we just see these players stay to the end of the season, just to see it out? Now I know that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, but it just feels the last 2 or 3 years.
But this is the fine tipping point, isn't it, of a balance of doing well. When you do well, your players are noticed. Doesn't matter who you are.
Exactly.
The word is that we're victims of our own success.
Yeah. Yeah, well said, Mickey. All right, that's right. We are. Yeah.
Trust me, I don't want to see you suddenly leave. Ruined my fucking birthday, that did.
Happy birthday.
On the new timer.
Happy birthday, Mickey.
Right. I mean, you're hearing he's agreed terms with St. Mirren, and I'm thinking, to be honest, I didn't think Oseni would be one of the ones that would go.
Yeah,
that's the biggest kick in the gut.
The thing is, still goal scorers are few and far between, and when a player's scoring goals, people want to bring that into the squad, don't they, and implant it in. it doesn't always work, but hopefully it does for Owen, because there's a sell-on fee as well. He's playing top flight football. If he does well, he could get an international call-up. And then if he keeps scoring goals, then it could be, big money on the sell-on if everything works out for him. But we've got a few minutes.
Sorry, I think just before you got your messages, I think we got a little bit fixated on like Whelan, obviously, and Booty. These players, we sort of took our eyes off Oseni a little bit. As you said, Mickey, it spoiled your birthday. It wasn't even the 1st of January. I was not looking forward to January.
It was December the bloody 30th.
Yeah.
Anyway, David, get some messages up.
Mick Scully's put, wish all the players that have left well. Yeah, certainly do. But hope Carlisle and Crawley get relegated. Mike did well for us. They were backed by the board, and we repaid them by leaving and pinch our players. Now, there is a slight point to that. We've had our say in private. Probably can't say what we've said on air.
But I will.
But what I've said to you on the phone, and I've said it in messages, that yes, they've went on and progressed into the Football League, and you can't hold that against anybody. But the well wasn't magic enough to stay, but it's magic to come back and get a few buckets here and there. Now, we've keep seeing at the minute, Rob as well. They've signed he's signed a player back from in Redcliffe. That obviously his low and left wasn't ours, but he come back for him. We might have had a chance of keeping him. Who knows? I don't know. But then you see Mike keep coming back to the well for Gateshead players. I love them both for what they did at this football club, but how long can they keep doing that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where's the... And I'd imagine, in looking at the Carlisle Twitter feed, they'd be thinking that as well. Why does he keep going back to Gateshead for players?
Exactly.
And yes, we're doing well.
Because he trusts them because they've suited to his style of play. And football's dog eat dog. And trust me, we've seen Mike and Rob show their true freaking colours since they left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they've been sniffing about. I mean, obviously that's why Rob was in the car park before the Farsley game. Must have been to talk to a player. I'm guessing because he didn't come in. Yeah, he was sat in the disabled bay next to me. So yeah, it's
maybe he's still playing up.
Yeah, possibly, but it's but that's where it is. That's football. It'll happen.
It's a dog-eat-dog world in football.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be ruthless, especially Mike and Rob. They played at the top level. They have to be ruthless to get where they are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We've got a message here. We've got I've been taking pictures for 14 years, and the last 14 Januaries we've had the same frustrations. I'm not saying it's correct. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
And as we've got
his fans, it really, really is starting to piss us all off.
Yeah,
in a big way. I've done an article for Where's the Bar, and my last sentence in it was every Gateshead fan's fearing the January transfer window coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's happened again.
But as you say, victim of our own success, it swings and roundabouts. You'd much rather have your players being cherry picked because you're top of the league, not because you've got one standout player in a relegation battle. You know what I mean? It's hard to equate because we're passionate. We want our team to win. We want to keep our players. But this is the world we live in. We're small fry.
Well, it shows you how far we've come. If you think of like the 1990s and the 2000s, probably like one or two players in that entire 2 decades went onto the Football League. I remember it was a pure rarity if a Gateshead player went up to the next division higher, honestly.
Well, not only that, I mean, today people haven't even thought about it, like the Kedwin Scott move. It's a frustrating one because you think, I'd love to have him back on loan or whatever, but he's went on a permanent transfer and he's still benefiting Gateshead as a result of that. There will be some sell-on, whether it's big, whether it's small, I don't know. It's an undisclosed fee. I'm guessing it'll be sub 100,000, maybe even less, but still 10, 20, 15% of that is coming to Gateshead. And that's better than nothing coming in for players leaving in the past, like we've done. We've got here as well, David Knox. I was talking to a Crawley fan at the weekend, said Rob isn't picking the team and won't be around much longer. If you read Twitter for both of them, I mean, I know I had a little bit of fun with it the weekend. they have not warmed to their style brand of football. And that's a conversation for another day on that. But we've got Gavrood. It's a bit like insider trading, it should be, when Williamson and Elliott have full knowledge of their contracts negotiated. And as I say, they can go on forever as long, and they can't go on forever because they won't have knowledge. Well, that's a thing, yeah. They come back in, and I mean, how many players have they took between them? I mean, don't want to fixate on it too much, but Lofthouse was left because of that. There was Whelan, and then there's a couple others. I think they're Radcliffe. So there's 4 or 5 went, between. So and obviously there's other players went in between other places, but But no, look, I want them to do well, but there's part of us thinks, well, if you get relegated, the grass wasn't always greener on the other side of the fence.
As Soundgarden once sang, the grass is always greener where the dogs are shitting.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, wise words. Hey,
can I just say something to you here, lads? In the last 2 years, we've lost 2 managers. In Mike and Rob. We've lost Busted. We've lost Louis, Sweens. Mags, but Mags has come back.
And Chris Bell.
Bell. Werney, Ted, Macca, Bailey, Francis, Wheelo, Campbell.
Wow, Campbell, of course, player.
And there's more. There's more in there.
And that's them are just players that have joined football league clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Campbell's he's come back to and played at Hartlepool. You've got all of this on top of what happened in January. 2 managers and 7 full-time coaching staff in 12 months.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a cycle, isn't it? It's like the first half and the second half of the season, it's just 2 different teams. You know what I mean? Almost.
I mean, one thing we haven't said, though, is to Callum Whelan, of course, he came in, was pivotal in helping us staying up.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, last year, getting into the playoffs, that didn't happen, of course. But, obviously, he was part of that FA Trophy winning side, and he'll go down as a legend forever for me. Obviously, he wanted to leave. Great financial, if it's easier for him to get home from there as well. You can see all that. But, look, he's went up into the Football League. Yes, they might be really struggling, but he's made a step up. And he's came.
He could have left for free in this
exactly
in the summer. Could have left. Got money for him.
He's given us service. He's given us history, and he's left for a fee and be a sell on there as well.
Yeah, good luck to him. He'll do well, hopefully, as well. He's a good player.
I'm going to miss Jack. I must admit, I'm going to miss Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
It was the non-league Modric. That's what he was. But best of luck to him and to Owen. But so I say we've had a few rants there, but it's
frustrating. It's totally frustrating. It's like, we're going to gain. I mean, 6 months down the line, when it comes to June, July, you could be if no more go now, and we get replacements in, you can bet your bottom dollar. So at least one's gonna gone in the summer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's what did you say? That's the perils of playing well and being noticed, isn't it?
Yeah,
so I'm sure Steve Farnfield will probably come in with another positive and say that we're probably safe from relegation. So,
we are. We need 3 points, and that's that. I mean, if the game's on Saturday against Braintree, that's us practically safe.
We should have a big party, shouldn't we? Survival party.
Yeah.
Invite all our ex-players. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No. As I say, but obviously, we've talked. I was still 4th in the league, out the FA Trophy. If anyone's just joined us, it's quite sad. But I mean, I'll put a picture of them because I meant to do this when we were talking about them. But of course, thank you to Owen Oseni. Decent goals, and obviously that man there, Callum Whelan. Did absolutely fantastic for us. And also I have this as well. There's a picture of Kedwin Scott signing for Carlisle today. So congratulations to him. He's living his dream. He's he's in the history books at Notts County and at Gateshead for our promotion season, and now he's a little bit closer to home as well. Let's not forget to be closer to his family, which is great. And good luck to Kedwin Scott. But it is where it is. But as I say, Christmas could have been a bit better. Oh, Marcus Denanga went to an EFL club as well. You forgot about
Marcus Denanga. I'm sorry, Gav.
Yeah, I mean, and hopefully he'll be back.
Fancy missing Marcus.
Yeah,
Marcus has been out injured, hasn't he? He's been out for a few months.
Yeah, he's been injured. He's done. I think it's an ankle ligament. I think he's done.
The Whelan transfer is a strange one. Must have been financially benefit. Will have done. Of course, his wages will have went up. He's went to the Football League. He's a much bigger club. I mean, look, they were League One last year. Let's not forget they're in a torrid time, but they're a big club. And I would imagine, because obviously he's Manchester based, it's easier to get up the M6 straight to Carlisle from Manchester on a straight run than where it is driving across.
I would imagine there'll be a few to car share with as well.
Yeah. You would think so.
And probably the extra money will help the wage. You know what I mean? He's going to be on a little bit more over there, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And these lads, like, their careers are quite short. I mean, by 35, that's it, isn't it? So you don't blame them making more money.
Thomas Boyle, has the club ever heard the word reject? All bids happen seem to be accepted with no consideration. Well, that's the point of the release clause we were talking about before. They've matched the release clause, therefore they have to go. They have to let them negotiate with that club if the release clause is matched. That's the legal ramifications of it. The Whelan one, he only had 4 months left on his contract, and players, hand down tools. Well, my mic is.
But I do think that I think you're a bit harsh in down in tools. But it didn't look like he was going to sign a new contract. Let's put it that way.
No,
so that cash in.
Yeah.
He was still against. Right, one second. I'm having erection problems here. I'm sorry, boys. This normally doesn't happen. There we go. Nope, I've slipped down again. All I will say is that Callum Whelan was still a Gateshead player on New Year's Day. We'll put it that way. Right.
As Davey sold his microphone and says, "What's going? We're just selling everything now. Sell it all."
Yeah. I might come and board it.
No, I mean, look. Obviously, the Callum Whelan one. Yes, his contract was running out. He could have left for free in the summer. All right, we've got money for him. Yes, it's frustrating. That's just, but that's what we were talking about before. That's the circle of football. Unfortunately, we're little fish in a big pond, and there's bigger fish in the bigger pond above that one as well. And that is just the circle of football. What we are happy about in the grand scheme of things is that we're actually getting a transfer fee and a sell-on. That, like we're saying, it can pay off. It doesn't always pay off with sell-ons. Look at Marcus Maddison, Novak. It doesn't always work. All right, great players into the Football League. Leave at the end of the contracts that 20% sell on or whatever it is. It's in the ether. It doesn't exist because of that. At the moment, the players that we sold, like Macaulay Langstaff, Kedwin Scott, Ed Francis is a possible one. There'll be, Oseni. There's a few players out there that could, still bring us money down the line. That'll help go into the club's coffers. Yeah. And, that for us is pivotal because the club is, it's hand to mouth. They've got to get through. And you talk about rejecting bids. Sometimes you can't, sometimes, people are scrambling for money to pay the wages or whatever, but they always do. But that's how you do it. That's how a club survives. So, yeah.
If the players, if the agents are going to say, right, we'll put them on that, but we could say, I'm just using the ballpark figure here. Okay, I'm gonna use Owen Bailey, for instance. Just say Owen Bailey was still there because I don't want to use any of the current squad. Owen Bailey will give you X amount of money. And his agent will say, well, can you not give him more than that? And they say, well, no, not really. But if a league club comes in, we'll put a release clause in. Now, if we put the release clause at 125,000, the agent's going to say, there's no way on God's earth he's signing that. Because he's on less wages, so you have to bring that down.
Yeah.
Carlisle agents sort the deals out for the lads.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I told you I'm like Mystic Maggie's, but positives always safe from relegation. Can't see us getting not picking up enough points. That's from Steve Thornfield. We've got another one here, but we're still fourth in the National League with a good chance of playing. Yes.
Bonkers.
Look, I think
also we can play in the playoffs this year. Everybody, come on!
Yeah.
There's actually, this message we've had.
I've said all along, we are not a championship pushing squad.
Yeah,
playoff pushing, yes. I don't think we've got, because fine well, in January we could be scuppered.
Yeah,
if we could keep it then, and then out of it, and I've got to say here, there's some loans that have come in that have been a waste of space, and Rob's wasted money there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of money. There's a lot of those summer signings haven't been anywhere near the first team squad. Yeah. Yes, you could say there are prospects for the future, but if they're not prospects enough to fill in for 15 minutes here and there, surely there was a bit of you got to say not great signings, and also added substantially to the wage bill, and then left after he wanted all that extra money on the wage bill. Right, this is a good one. I used to think Wheeler looked like Lord Farquhar.
Lord Farquhar.
He did a bit Darcy, but I always called him Jack Sparrow.
I thought that, I kind of unsay that now. Imagine if Lord Farquhar.
Hello, Lord Farquhar.
Yeah. That's a good point. You have to take your hat off to Luke Clark and his recruitment team. We've lost so many recent years, and they keep coming up with gems to replace them.
Yeah,
and they certainly are. And I mean, the recruitment has been a massive feather in the cap of the club, and they've earned the club money as well, which is it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
While we're on about that, sorry I cut right across you again, Davey. I was talking to the fanzine editor of Y-Front at York on whatever day it was. And he said to us, I say, you've lost your top striker. And I says, we've also lost Callum Whelan as well. He says, well, with the moon, you've done that today. He says, but you know what? He says, everyone will be saying, where do they keep getting the players from? Because you'll find the players to replace them. Someone will come in and start scoring goals for fun. You'll be up near the top of the league again. Everyone in the National League saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Well, let's touch wood and hope it continues. Yeah. Obviously, Francis playing regular for Exeter. He is. We've got there once it not bitter or out, but that Carlisle shirt is rancid. It is, isn't it? Do you know what it reminds me of? Can remember in the 90s, you used to go away and you could buy like a fake football top in Spain or whatever.
Oh,
and it would look like it from a distance, but when you got up close, it was all shiny and had like a different pattern in it.
Oh, yeah, it looks really uncomfortable to wear. Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
could
just
say
a classic car, isn't it?
I mean, you could say it's just a snide Gateshead top, couldn't you? Or team. So Alan
But the way is even worse. He's in the way.
Oh yeah, we played against them in the away, didn't we?
Like jelly, and it's like mint choc chip ice cream with jelly beans in it.
Can't argue with Oseni deal. The lad got to play at Ibrox and Celtic Park. Scottish top flight football can't stand his way. Yeah, I mean, he had lots of football league offers as well, let it be said. And he picked to go to Scotland.
Yeah.
So hope he does well up there.
Allegedly Mansfield, wasn't it?
Yeah. As it stands now, chap, do you see, without a club making any improvements to us reaching the playoffs? I don't know about any players that not free agents or whatever, but if you read Mark Carruthers' thing, they're working on 3 players and 1 striker. So
I think that's the thing, is it, for James? We are gonna strengthen. He's obviously he knows where the weaknesses are, as we do. He's going to strengthen. So I don't think that questions.
But also, the January transfer window works both ways. Yes, we can lose players, but there is always a host of players at higher clubs or clubs around similar level that want to be playing first team football and want to be playing in a winning side. Now, Gateshead, yes, they might not pay the biggest wages, but it's attractive. They're 4th in the table, 4 points off top, buried into the playoffs as it stands at the moment. We've got breathing room to lose 3 games and still be in there, which is nice, but you don't want to lose them 3 games, obviously. Players will look at that and look at what all the players that have been on loan in the past. where they are now, what they're doing. And it is, it's a mouth-watering prospect for someone if they're hungry enough and have the right attitude, and hopefully have a bit of skill as well, add to that. But we've got here something in January. If we want promotion, need to stop losing players, putting release clauses on them. Thomas, we'll have to put release clauses on them because we're paying maybe 2 times, 3 times less than what other clubs can offer. They're coming to Gateshead because of the brand of football, the style of football, and the chance of progression because the club doesn't stand in your way. They can go to Oldham and get 4 times, 3 times the wages, but the release clause will be near $250,000. And there's not many league clubs or champions, Scottish Premier League clubs will take the punt for £250,000 on a player. This is how it works. It's not balanced in our favour, but we're still able to attract those players because of that release clause. So it does tip in our favour a little bit there. But the caveat is, like as Mickey said before, make us our own downfall for success. That's how these players leave, and that's just the top and bottom of it. We can't change that. Another one here that we forgot to mention, I meant to mention, obviously, Josh Home and Carr have returned to Ipswich and Birmingham. Their loan deals have ended. Of course, they were signed by the former manager, so that frees up a bit of squad and wage, you would imagine, as well for the club. And Craig Hilton spoke, good evening. Unlucky Gateshead at Stockton FA Trophy. Keep your heads up. Yeah, of course, we haven't mentioned that as well, having to play it down in Stockton. Of course, late as it was, but, it was the game needed to be played. We've seen what a fixture backlog did to us last year. We played, was it 4 games in 6 days or something like that? Something stupid. And then had a bus breakdown. The players had to sleep in 2 to a bed or 3 to a bed, even on the floor. It failed and still, went down. I think it was Ebbsfleet, wasn't it? They had to play. It's definitely down south. So, we've got to avoid those things. Eastleigh, look, as it stands, right, getting knocked at the FA Trophy is a gutter. Really is. No one's denying that, but we've had a hell of a time in it. 2 finals, 1-1.
The run had to come to an end sooner or later, didn't it?
It did. Yeah. And look, there's always next year. Right? We know what the taste of it's like, don't we, to get there and win. We know what it's like to get there and lose. So, it's not beyond the realms of possibility if we're still in this league next year to try and get there again.
Yeah. While Thomas is on about release clauses, I personally would like to see the club at least negotiate where they're higher. I'm not saying they can do anything, but to me, we're losing players, really good players, quite cheap. Whether we're getting fees in, but I'd like to see if it's true about Oseni, we should be getting more than what we got for Oseni. You know what I mean? But that's the nature of the beast, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I mean, but to me, if you can negotiate at least a higher release clause, because it's starting to really piss all off, really, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It is a gutter. Like it really is. I mean, and this isn't to downplay Owen Oseni, but if a player comes in that is, got his brains about him and knows where to be, they're going to get goals in this team, the way we provide the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not to say that Owen Oseni wasn't great, but, get another player, like him, they'll score goals. I think that's, I'm not going to say it's a given, but it's a damn good chance, So as long as the recruitment, if they can keep it going like that, find another hungry striker, then there will be goals in this side still. And I tell you what, this is about the 4th time you said it. We're still 4 points off top.
Nice one, Alan.
You're right. Alan, you're right.
Yeah. Alan, it won't change tonight because there's no games, but we will be I'll guarantee you all that we'll be 4 points off top by the end of the show. King Charles was the first I called Wheelo. He did look like King Charles' dog, I must admit.
So just go to Mickey's point there. Yeah, Mickey, I mean, I fully agree. I'd love to see, the bar to be raised, 125, 150,000. But what would be interesting to see, would some of these players come in the first place if that bar was raised? I mean,
you're gonna have to start dealing. I mean, we're gonna have to start trying to do it.
I know we all like.
Right, hang on 1 second, boys. I'm opening my Christmas present here, and I'll talk about 1 second. Let's just get a little pour here. Let's see how good I can do it. Me AC/DC glass. Oh, we're doing all right. We're doing all right so far.
Is that for sale as well?
I think that's passed through Boris Johnson's kidneys. That's what you said to me when I was pouring him.
Oh, what a
dirty twat!
Oh, you can tell he wasn't a barman. Oh, well, that was terrible. Live on air.
Useless. Right.
Absolutely
I had a great Christmas. Now, obviously, of course, myself and Steve Thornton and I think Steph from the Gateshead FC stats have been doing. Now, I fell off the wagon. Right, I'm going to get back on the scales. I'm still at a 1 stone loss. 1 second, I've gone terrible. Mate, there.
Jesus.
You're meant to be bringing positivity, Davey.
I've put half a stone on. It's been a good Christmas, but I'm getting right back my last hurrah, this little pint here, and then it's back into it because I don't want to ruin what I've done so far. I've had a lovely Christmas. I hope everyone else has.
You've got a new addition to the Heat Army, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got Perry the Wonder Dog. I haven't actually got a photo of him up.
What? You haven't got Perry?
Get a photo of him in a gated scarf for the next show.
Yeah, get a scarf around his neck.
Perry the Labrador. So there we go.
Hey, by the way, lads, I see Grayson. Grayson's been injured, hasn't he? He's got a hamstring injury.
Oh, I had a steep. I got him at York.
You said he went down. What happened, Mickey?
He was just running up the left-hand side and
pulled up.
I got him and he just pulled up.
Bollocks.
Trina noticed. Trina says, Joe's just pulled up and I turned around. And Trina must have been looking intently because she said his hamstring was pulsing.
Oh.
Thank God it was only his hamstring.
I know. If it had been his groin.
See, Trina, I'm a wordsmith, and I would have worded that different. I would have said he had a frobber on him. Did you Grayson pull up with a frobber? That AC/DC beer isn't the next. It's not the next, but
is it not?
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. I was just continuing the doom and gloom, really, about Grayson. That's sad. That is.
Well, I've lost Tyrell to a groin strain.
Oh, have we? Oh, God.
Yeah. So
hey, I tell you what, we've been unlucky with injuries this year as well, haven't we?
We have had.
But Kenton's back.
Hey!
Go, man. Look, it's
positive. And so is Brandon Housestrop.
Woo! Aye, that's good, actually.
And I tell you, he needs a rub down of a faith healer at Asda in the old fold when we're seeing him after the match.
Yeah. Well, look, only been following the club 18 months. Gave my daughter the greatest day at Wembley with the FA Trophy win. Keep the faith. Look at that, you lucky thing. 18 months and you've had this. We've had to wait years, man.
Great, Glory Hunter.
Trina thinks she's the lucky mascot.
What? Why did she think that?
We've got more coming in here. Jay has put absolutely happy as out when I come home from work, knowing that we've won another game makes my day better. Yeah, it does. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Bring Dej back. We dream. He's getting game time from the bench at Derby. I can't see him again.
Doing well, by the way. I supported Derby County supporter over the Christmas, and he was saying, "Yeah, doing well."
Alan Guest number 2-3 years ago in the National League North. Yes, I mean, look at that first season in the National League North. You know what I mean? It was, we weren't. Yes, we got into the playoffs, but it was a slog. And then things got better after that. Thomas Boyle Fairs. It's just annoying. The same position every year. That's all. It is. It is annoying.
It is. Tom, I totally and utterly agree, and I feel it as much as anybody.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
But
I'll kick Seni in the naggers when I see him.
Yeah, but that's
ruining my birthday.
See, that's something I want to get a point in as well. Obviously, it hurts us. It hurts the board as well. Like they're all
Gated fans.
They're all Gated fans, and they're doing their utmost. Right? People obviously can't please everybody. Everyone thinks they could have something different, but they're putting in their money, not getting anything back apart from obviously the team's performances, which was great, but just getting abused as well. And it's it's just ridiculous. Really is. We've got hopefully a striker in this week with Braintree and Halifax visiting. be watching paint dry for the best time against these two. Yeah, I think everyone's going to go 0-0 on them ones, aren't they?
That was Braintree.
Yeah,
Halifax,
I must admit.
Halifax 0-0, and we're all playing with jokers.
well,
Anyway.
I right, man, I'm annoyed with the circle. The season seems to have never mind, but there's reasons behind them. There is. Oh, hang on 1 second. Oh, you've got the glass I want now. Where do you get that glass? As I say, the beer isn't that nice. You might see my face when I first tasted it. We've got a strong following down at York. Yeah, fantastic numbers down there.
Yeah, I've got one as well.
Yeah, 433. Great noise down there. Obviously, big follow there. We've got, let's have a little look here. Good following at Gateshead. Yes. Home fans to shame. It's like a library. What's that? So you're not thunderstruck on the beer, Davey? A great play on words. No.
Hey. I tell you what, why we're on about York. 350k for Josh Stone from Wigan.
Is that what they paid for him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
$3,000 a week.
Wow, that is serious. We couldn't even compete. We couldn't compete with that. Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
If he signed a 2-year contract, that contract must be worth close to 500,000 in total.
York City, they've taken me by surprise this season. I wasn't expecting them to be this good.
Yeah. We've got.
Well, the striker they had up front, neither one of them signed Josh Stones because if they want to sell him, they'll have to get him with a Ben Radcliffe's pocket because he wasn't.
We've got a message here. John Ollie wondered where you were, Steely, our night out on last Thursday.
I was just at home. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I forgot about it, John. Oh, God.
Well, you're supposed to be out, like.
I was invited out with a beer. Sorry, John.
Yeah, we've got Ty Hamstring told me on Saturday. Hopefully, won't be out long. Tyrell Newton, of course. Whelan was the same as Wes York. They used to pull funny faces. Both asked me to stop posting pictures.
How strange.
Mike did Oseni spoil your birthday. Mickey did Oseni spoil your birthday.
He certainly did, but because the newspaper reports broke that he was signing for St Mirren.
Also as well, look at this. Someone's taking it old school here. The Carlisle fans don't want to hear this, but St Geordie, trust the process.
Oh, yeah. Carlisle don't want to hear that, do they?
Yeah.
Honestly, they want to lynch him at the moment. Anyway, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We've York are buying the league just like Wrexham. It happens. It always happens.
But York pre-season weren't on people's radars to be up in to be top. Not York City. It was Barnet, and it was Forest Green, and it was a Southend. Not York.
Yeah, the transfer was 350,000. He's on about $3,000 a week, if rumours are to be believed.
Yeah.
And, Oldham fans were good that Josh Stone's transfer. York have done them in that deal. Yeah.
Did you hear what they said? The best one I heard was the M62's being shut due to Oldham's tears.
That was a funny one.
I tell you what, though, you're selling to a rival in the same division. At least we don't do that. All our players go up.
He was only on loan. He was on loan from Wigan.
No, he was on loan from Wigan.
Oh, that's how they got him. Right.
Yeah. Well, lads, I still don't know how I'm doing it, but I am.
You're surely not.
I am. Right. So we're going to do the predictions for the next two games, everybody. So Braintree and Halifax. Okay.
Oh, get in.
Braintree and Halifax. They're the two games. I'll start off. I'll get in there. And, right, I'm going to go 3-0 on Saturday. Right?
Yeah.
Braintree. Halifax, we're going to break the hoodoo. Right? Are you listening, Luke Walsh? Your boys are going to get an absolute beating. I mean, savage beating. 5-1. 5-1 with a new striker when he comes in. 5-1 against Halifax. There's my
How much of that beer have you drunk there, Davey?
I was going to say, is that Carlsberg special brew you're drinking?
It's special brew by the sounds of it. 5-1 against Halifax.
I think it is with the Boris Yeltsin's kidneys.
Hey,
I
man,
I think it went through Oliver Reed, George Best, then Boris Yeltsin. It's been filtered by the best. Absolutely filtered by the best. Yeah.
Man, we've not scored 5 goals past Halifax in total over the last 2 decades.
It's happening. It's happening. I can feel it.
You've heard it here first.
I can feel it in my loins. I can feel it. Either that or I sat down too hard.
Sat down too hard.
Yeah.
So I'm going 2-0 on Saturday. You went 3-0. I'm going 2-0. In Halifax, I'm sorry to say it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Oh, where's the confidence, man? Where's the confidence?
Halifax. It's filed, isn't it? Filed. Well, we'll say we're going to win and we never do. Halifax 1-1. Over to you, Mickey.
Well, I went 3-0 down, and then I went 2-0 down, and these two come up with them.
Go 1-0 then.
In fact, I am going to go 2-1 to Gateshead against Braintree.
Yep.
And I'm going to go 1-0 against Halifax.
The win, eh? Hey, who is a predicted wins?
Craig Hilton's put his in 2 messages instead of 1. 3-1 against Halifax and 2-1 against Braintree. Thomas Boyle has went 2-1 Braintree. If we've got a striker, 1-1 against Halifax. We've got 1-0 against Braintree, says Craig. 0-0 Halifax.
Absolutely.
Mickey, can I buy them AC/DC stuff, please?
No.
We've got Steve 2-1 Braintree, and then he's playing a joker 1-0 against Halifax.
Steely, lad, go on.
And
yes.
1-0 win against Braintree and 0-0 versus Halifax.
I love the positivity for Halifax.
Can I play my joker against Halifax as well, please?
Yes. Oh, I think I'll make it knocked off the top this week. 3-0 against Braintree and 2-2 is Ryan Gibson against Halifax. Steve Farnfield 1-0 on Saturday and 1-1 on Tuesday. God, the positivity. And I've been coming up with names for John Ollie. I've got to think of a new one here on the fly. We'll call him the Maleficent John Ollie this week. I'll go 3-0 against Braintree and 2-1 against Halifax.
Can you just call him Gentle John?
Gentle John. No,
yeah.
Nothing gentle about him. I bet it's Ravaging John. Ravaging John. Honestly,
we'll have to ask John.
Honestly, comes out the water like Paul Dark. He just has his top off, looking at the birds and looking at them. It's the hair. He hasn't got an 8-pack. He hasn't got a 6-pack. He's got an 8-pack as John Ollie.
The birds literally flocking around him.
Oh, surrounded by shags. The birds.
We could go on.
Yes, we certainly can.
At least it's not puffins.
I was going to say
exactly. Anyway,
Stevie's knee deep in puffins. We've got 3-1.
It doesn't have the same ring as it, does it?
That's what the puffins do. 2-1 against Halifax is Gavin Rhodes. We've got Alan Guest has went 3-0 against Braintree and 1-0 against Halifax. Trina, who sat in the background of Mickey's, who could have just shouted it out over his shoulders, went 3-2 against Braintree and 4-0 against Halifax. I like the optimism. God, they're all coming in. We've got Sean Parry.
Been at the pain again, lads.
3-1 on Saturday, 2-1 against Halifax. Jay has put Halifax will get hammered 4-1. Oh, there you go. Darcy, who does really well on this prediction league, she's up there. She's got 3-1 to Gateshead, 0-0 against Halifax and a joker. Oh, Darcy.
0-0.
It better not be 0-0.
What it is.
She will topple me.
David, you're hoping for a goal in the Halifax game. Come on, doesn't matter which side, just score.
Yeah, exactly. We've got 2-1 Braintree, 1-1. Oh, everyone's playing the jokers on there.
The Halifax game's massive, isn't it?
It is. 3-0 against Braintree and 1-0 against the Heed, says Alan Guest. And Mr. Luke is going 3-1 Braintree, 1-0 Heed against Halifax. And
if we get 6 points over the next 2 games, I'll be pretty happy.
I know. Can you imagine?
I think it's imperative we get at least one striker in before Saturday, though.
Well, I think reading between the lines, it looks like that could be.
It's on the cards.
I'll go with a joke or whatever that is. What do you mean, whatever that is? It trebles your points if you get it right, Thomas. Have you not been watching this podcast, you swine?
Davey's top. He's been living off this since August when he played his joke and won it.
When I got one right. It really is.
Thomas Lovejoy must be sick because he keeps getting really close to them all the time.
It's poor Thomas is he's just gonna. I'm looking over my shoulder at him all the time. But no, it's been a wonderful show. Still tend to get your messages in if you want to put anything in. Of course, it's been an eventful few weeks. You know, not all of it positive. You know, the first half of the festive period was great. And then obviously we've had that proverbial kick in the knackers as a Gateshead fan in January, but it's not all bad. As Alan guessed, and I'm sure he'll say it again, we're only 4 points off.
Only 4 points off the top.
So lads, you've got right. So if you have 3 players coming in, what positions would you have those 3? If you were, you know, forget money.
2 strikers and a midfielder for me.
2 strikers.
Really? 2 and then he said 2 strikers. 2 strikers and a left back for me.
I tell you what, if we beat Halifax, there'll be 2 strikers on the pitch.
John Ollie's going to be streaking like pool dog across the water, jump round behind the track.
Strikers, isn't it? That's the big.
I think we don't need 1 striker. We need 2.
Yeah,
well, it's unfair on Will McGowan and Jobbin for a start.
Yeah.
So.
Just looking at the fixtures on Saturday, AFC Fylde are at home to Sutton United. Of course, Sutton still trying to get in the playoffs, aren't they? I believe. I just have to get that league table back up, which isn't happening on my screen for some reason. Where is it? It's not happening. I'll just go through the fixtures. Aldershot against Solihull Moors. Aldershot, real bogey team for everybody at the minute. Jacqueline Hyde, you don't know which one's going to turn up. Another tough game. Altrincham to Wealdstone. Wealdstone are capable of pulling out points, and it does look as though Bromley are about to take another exciting midfield player from Altrincham. Altrincham are not. We're not the only team that's getting pillaged for our players.
They often do, eh?
They're after Regan Linney, but they've offered 150,000. But Altrincham said no way. He's a striker, actually, Davey.
He's a striker, is he? So yeah, another tough one, which another Jacqueline Hyde team, which you don't know which one's going to turn up. We know they're capable of scoring goals. Barnet are at home to Hartlepool. Hartlepool could get a draw down there. I think
Hartlepool, yeah. Well, had a great result against Oldham, didn't they, at home?
Yeah. Boston, Ebbsfleet, of course, ourselves against Braintree. Maidenhead, York. That'll be a tough one going down there. Oldham, Eastleigh is a bit of a toughie for Oldham at home, and they're not having the greatest run at the minute. You got Southend FC Halifax. I think that could be a good result for us if the Southend can win that and stop Halifax getting closer to the playoffs.
Even a draw.
And then Woking are away to Yeovil, and Woking are another side that you can't predict which way they're going to go.
We've got that new manager bounce with Audley, haven't they?
So, you know, some interesting results, but as long as Gateshead get their own job done, hopefully we can, it will be, you know, pretty good. As I said, there we go. Look, results go our way, we could be top by next Wednesday. Exactly. That's the caveat, isn't it?
Wow.
I can't believe that Steve has sent you that. Steve, all right? Can someone just check on Steve?
Someone get the cow ball with Stevie's hands.
Yeah. Hang on one second. Steve Farnfield, have you been sniffing the gusset of your underpants again? Have you?
I don't normally talk about opposition goals, but I've not seen it yet. But the Hartlepool third goal.
Wow. I've been slated for that on comment. Well, what it was, it happened so quick, and we don't get replays. So like, it just happened out of nowhere. He
just launched it. Yeah.
He hit it sweet. It was lovely, great goal. And I went, I'm sure, I think I said the word toe punt, because initially, in the lightning reaction of it happening, it looked like he just smacked it and it come off the end of his foot. But in the replay, you can see he did, you know, purposely hit it to where he hit it to. And all their fans, that's the only thing they could pick out about the whole game was the commentator's shite. He said it was a toe punt. I was like, well, he still lost.
I love it, Davey. Yeah, good goal. But anyway, We did.
Well,
That
there we
was
go.
a superb goal.
Champions by the end of March. That'll be
Oh,
me and
God. Someone's hacked. Someone's hacked.
Sandra, his missus, please take the glue bag off Stevie.
She's underpants. Say no to crack, whether it's your own smell or not. Right. On that note, everybody, it's been a joy to be back. If you are next to Steve Farnfield at the next home game, if he offers you some crack, it's not what you think. On that note, we love you. It's been a couple of hard weeks. Well, a week really, isn't it? Since the news. But look, we could have a new striker in this week. He could get a hat trick on Saturday. Who knows? The world, it keeps turning. It keeps turning. So does football. But as the quote of the night, it used to be Day of Destiny, lads, but now it's 4 points off top. We're 4 points off top. So on that, we'll say good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
And there we go. 1 second. Say no to crack, Gavin Rudd. There we go. Good night, girls. Bye.